We're joined now by Al Jazeera senior political analyst Marwan Bishara. Marwan, thank you for staying with us. We just heard from the US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, talking about, how he's doing everything he can, calling all the allies in the region. What do you make of, how him and the Defense Secretary say that they're doing this in comparison to the very little information that we are given about their conversations with Israeli leaders?
Well, actually, I think the Biden administration is working on a number of fronts now, at least three. It's working with the G7 countries in order to think of new ways of imposing sanctions on Iran. Mm-hmm. It's working with various allies, including in the Middle East, in order to see how to isolate Iran and perhaps create a coalition against Iran. And third, I think they're trying to coordinate in as much as they can Israel's action against Iran, so much so that they're providing Israel with this kind of impunity. If and when Israel attacks Iran, no matter how it does it, it can always depend on the United States for protection, which means it's actually pushing in all directions towards escalation in the region when it's saying it does not want escalation in the region.
Well, do you think that it's sending mixed messages by saying don't want conflict with Iran, don't want escalation in the region, but will support Israel regardless of what it does?
I think it is sending mixed signals, even though to give it the benefit of the doubt, which is, not easy to do. They could be thinking in terms of, look, we really don't want escalation. Israel is a sovereign country that was just attacked or, in retaliation. We cannot tell it what to do, but we're going to try to put as much influence as possible on Israel to act responsibly. Now, the record shows that Israel never answers, responds, or acts responsibly when it comes to what it considers its national security.
Yeah, and just how problematic is it then that the US keeps saying, tonight we heard from the State Department spokesperson saying support for Israel is sacrosanct, but they're talking about support for a country that's being investigated by the world's top court for genocide.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, American officials compete among each other about how to use the most flowery language in describing the relationship with Israel, when a majority of the American public today, and a real majority among the Democrats today, think that Israel is wrong in Gaza, that it is carrying war crimes in Gaza, that what it's doing is not self-defense, and they do recognize that there should be a two-state solution with an independent Palestinian state. All the things that the Biden administration is not really doing, or not condemning, or not acting to block. So in so many ways, the United States is complicit, it's providing unconditional support, and it's boxed in since October 8th. That's the problem. The problem is not support. Countries can't support one another. The problem is in the unconditionality, meaning no matter what Israel does in Gaza, no matter what Israel does against Iran, no matter what Israel does in the region against Syria and Lebanon and so on and so forth, that the United States will continue to provide the support. This is the definition of impunity.
Yeah. Marwan, thank you as always for your analysis. That's our senior political analyst, Marwan Bishara.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.